welcome back to Daytime.
Yeah.
We're here with Heather MacEwen, who's the co-founder of Blue Balloon, and also Renee Gray and her daughter, Layla Gray.
Here.
Good morning, ladies.
How are you?
And so, Heather, we were just chatting a little bit while we were on the break, but maybe, you could tell the people at home a little bit about how Blue Balloon began.
Sure. Blue Balloon began about 6 years ago, and we're a team of healthcare professionals, a group of therapists that really have a common vision of coming together, working together, and sharing best practice and working with little ones and providing therapy.
Okay.
Now,
And
sorry, when
go
you say
ahead.
little ones, what is the age range that you guys?
Probably the youngest, maybe three months or so, and we
wow.
work right up into adolescents and young adults.
Wow.
Great.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, Renee, you were saying that you actually heard about the program because you were living out in Calgary and moved here for the program. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Well, it was just totally a coincidence. One night we were just finishing up supper and we just had the news on, and there was a clip about a little girl who had been doing a specific type of therapy called CME,
Okay.
and kind of caught our attention, and we started watching, and we were like, oh, okay, this sounds like something that could really help Layla.
Yeah.
And then we found out that it was at the Blue Balloon in Toronto. So we started looking more into it, and next thing we know, we were heading out for a whole month to come try it out for Layla.
Wow.
Yeah.
And we
And now-
started that
now
in
we've
January.
moved.
And now we've moved, yeah.
So you're permanently here.
We are, yeah.
Wow.
We
I think
had-
that speaks a lot about Blue
Yeah.
Balloon,
Yeah.
that's for sure.
Absolutely.
Okay. And so how old is Layla?
She's 2 1/4 now.
Okay. And what is the condition that she has that brought you folks to Blue Balloon?
Well, she has global delays.
Okay.
And epilepsy.
Okay.
So, she's quite significantly behind, typical children her age.
Yeah.
So that's why we were so interested in the Blue Balloon, because they have, everything, not just one specific type of therapy,
Yeah.
because Layla needs,
Several
speech
different
and
kinds,
What
yeah,
kind
at
of
the same
therapies
time.
does Layla undergo? What kind of
Well, she
activities?
takes the CME program, and that's the physical therapy.
Okay.
And then she also does speech, and she also does OT, occupational therapy.
Yeah.
And just recently, we also started her in their music program.
Oh, no way. That's
Yeah.
really neat.
Yeah.
What does that
do
involve?
in the music? Yeah, what do you do in the music program? That sounds so much fun.
Yeah, I mean, the vision really we see that we need to really support the full child.
Right.
And so we have some kids that come that are more involved, and they're involved with multiple services. And we have occupational therapy, speech language therapy, physiotherapy, psychology, behavioral therapy, and music therapy.
Wow.
And some of our families will come in just for one sort
Okay,
of
so
therapy.
you don't have to do all of them. They
No.
can pick and choose which ones are best suited for their child.
Yep, and we can see some issues that are considered mild. So
Yeah.
maybe just an articulation. I can't pronounce R.
Okay.
Right? And so they come in and they do some therapy to help with their language or maybe some academic. And then there's other little ones that really need a full support.
Right.
And so what we try to do is match the right therapy with the child's needs.
Okay. And you were saying that you have quite a network of therapists now involved in Blue Balloon. How many was it again?
I think we have about 40 or so
Okay.
therapists, 40 or 50, and
Okay.
then there's a really good support team because we want the therapist to focus in on the therapy,
Right.
Yeah.
right? So we have a really good intake team, and they really do support the therapists and support the families.
Okay.
And just like Renee, these therapists come from all over to come to the Blue Balloon.
Yeah, I mean, they're all full-time sort of working with us.
Right.
And we have specialized clinical settings. So we go into the home, but a lot of our families will come to our clinics. And a clinic meaning there's, smaller rooms, but there's usually a big gym. And the big gym, it looks like a really big, fun gym, ball
Yeah.
pit and swings and
Okay.
trampoline.
Everything you need.
Yes, and we always say it looks like a play place, but that's our equipment, right?
Okay.
That's our therapy equipment, so.
Yeah.
Very
And that's a
interesting.
great way to do therapy, so they don't think that they're doing therapy, and which makes it
Yes.
fun for them, so it's not a chore to go and do it, right?
Yeah,
Which
exactly.
makes it good
Yeah.
for the child.
We do try and
Comfortable and warm.
make it a family, really nice place to go. And
Yeah.
some of the therapies are tough. Like the kids work really
Oh, I
hard.
bet. It's
but
probably
we,
a lot of hard work.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so a child like Layla who does have, different things that she's getting therapy for, do you guys find, that you're working as a team with children like that? Not just,
Yeah.
one person providing the therapy, but several therapists working together?
Yeah, absolutely. It even goes to how we manage our healthcare records. So
Okay.
or share a file. So one family, when they come in, if they're involved in multiple services, we really can blend the therapy services,
Yeah.
and we're able to then adjust. So if Layla was involved with the CME, which is the crevice medic exercises,
Okay.
if we needed to change that up a little bit and then refocus in another area, maybe she's showing the need for a lot of language or some oral placement work for feeding or for other language, then we can make that quick change
Okay.
and bring in that therapy and maybe pull back on another therapy.
Okay. So what is crevice medical
Crevice medic exercises.
medic
Yeah.
exercise? Could you explain those? Maybe there's someone at home like me who doesn't
Who
know
doesn't
what
know?
that is.
Well, and you can actually speak to it as well. I mean, it's and it's a very hands-on
Okay.
approach. I mean, that's one of the benefits of us is that we are registered, trained professionals, and we have our hands on the kids. It is us that works with
Wow.
them. So, and the crevice medic exercises can be done by an OT or a physio, and you have to have specialty training in them.
Okay.
Right. So, but my niece did it as well. She's
Oh, no
a
way.
little preemie, and so she did some of those exercises, and there's also a home program that I know that Layla is still also doing now too.
Okay. Where does that word crevice come from?
It's actually the gentleman's last name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Now
Interesting.
you mentioned a little bit about your niece, and as the co-founder, you were inspired by, you said, your nephew?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
can you tell us a little bit about that story?
Yeah, I've sort of lived it on both sides. So I'm an occupational therapist. I've specialized in pediatrics and in sensory integration. And so I really saw it from a professional side how it helps. Early intervention works. It really supports those families and kids. But my nephew was 3 and was having some processing, some auditory sensitivity and some language difficulties. And so my brother and his wife was running around the city trying to get the right therapy supports
Okay.
and trying to get the professionals to talk together. And the healthcare, it's a complex system,
Well, it's
healthcare and
There's a
educational
lot
system.
involved, especially when you're dealing with children. I mean, there's so much work to
Yeah.
be done.
Yeah.
Especially if you don't know about, all the therapies and all that's out there available to you. It
Yeah.
can be overwhelming as a parent, I can only imagine.
Yeah.
So that's
Definitely.
where the inspiration came from.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
you co-founded the Blue Balloon.
Yeah, a blue balloon was actually my nephew's toy.
Oh, no
it was
way.
his.
So
We're
beautiful.
trying to think of a name, and we came up, and that was his. It was a helium balloon in the corner, and we're like, hey, let's call it Blue Balloon.
Sounds like a good
Perfect.
So
That's
that was
perfect.
his toy. So,
Interesting. Well,
yeah.
that's kind of the perfect thing
Yeah.
to use as an inspiration.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
We have lots more to talk about. We're going to go for a break right now.
Okay.
We'll be right back on Daytime.
Okay.